Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I hope wherever you are in the world, today has been treating you so well. In today's video, as you can see from the title down below and the excitement that is running through my veins, we've got a new brand. We've got a new brand to the UK. I went a little bit crazy, okay? I ordered a lot. We're going to be getting into it today. From MCO Beauty. Every time I say that, I want to say M&Co. Very different brand, very different vibe, very different. We have got all of the dupes. Now I will say some of these, like I was looking at them as I was getting them out of the box, I don't necessarily know what all of these are meant to be dupes for, so if you know, let me know down below. The ones that like are very obvious and I've managed to guess, I will let you know throughout, but some of them I'm like, I don't know what that's meant to be a dupe for. Give me the information that you have, but I'm going to be getting into all of this today, putting it on, giving you my first impression, etc. So if that sounds like a good time to you, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and if you want to see more cruelty-free and affordable makeup reviews from little old me, you can subscribe down below. I post 3 times a week on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday. But let's stop dilly-dallying because I've got a lot to get into today. I feel like I need to get it out of this bag because this is going to be inconvenient. Okay, so let's start by clipping the hair back, of course, because that's going to get in my way and that is going to annoy me. And actually, I got this setting spray, and as I was reading it, as like I say, I was getting it out of the box, it says that you can use this before your makeup to prime, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to see how that goes. So this is the MCO Beauty Miracle Flawless Setting Spray. This is obviously a dupe for a Charlotte Tilbury one. What it's called I do not know because, as I say, I am an affordable makeup girly, so I don't necessarily know the exact names for what this is meant to be a dupe for. Ooh, it's quite heavily fragranced. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Let's see. The spray on that is quite nice actually. That's a nice thin spray, but that is fragranced. I'm quite sensitive to fragrance. Sometimes it affects me and sometimes it doesn't. But the spray on that is very nice. Multi-use face mist, primes makeup, refreshes skin. I'll be interested to see if this actually locks in my makeup, like elongates the wear of everything, or if it's just one of those ones that you put on after your powder to make it look less powdery. I'm not sure yet. This one I'm very interested in because I always thought that MCO only duped high-end, and then some of these here are, I think, and like I say, I'm not in the know and I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is meant to be a dupe for, there's one by Maybelline and I think there's one by L'Oreal. Again, I don't use those because I only use cruelty-free, but this is the MCO Miracle Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. And that looks like those other serum foundations, doesn't it? It looks like that. Whether it's a dupe or not, I do not know. I got this in the shade 0.5 to 2, very light. Because that is what I am. And actually, I think that that's going to be quite a decent colour match. I have a sponge and I also have a brush. So we're going to do one side with one side with the other, and then I will even myself up as I see fit. But I'm just going to give this a really good shake because obviously it's very liquidy. There is 30 millilitres of product in here, so it is like the same size as a regular foundation. I will also say I got my order confirmation up because I wanted to mention the prices of everything. So the setting spray will normally be £12. On the Superdrug website there's introductory offers and things on, so I got this for 10, and then the foundation was full price, it will be 15, and I got this for 13. So I feel like I have shooketh that sufficiently. Now let's get into this. Yeah, that colour looks really, really good. And hopefully, they had a few different foundation options actually. If you would like to see reviews for any of the others, let me know. Because some of the others I was definitely interested in. So, let's take that much. Oh, that's dripping down my chin already. Right, let's take a brush on this side. Yeah, that colour's real decent. Okay. Very, very thin. I probably got too much there. Okay, let's see what I can do. So that has spread out really, really nicely with the brush. This is the MUA, I don't know, it hasn't got a name on it. I think it was like the buffing brush or something. Quite dense. I really like that. Okay, that looks really nice. That looks like nothing. It's obviously not a lot of pigment. I wasn't expecting to. I wasn't wanting it to be. So I've got a damp sponge to do this side. I should have just put the product on one side at a time. I didn't think that through. I'm too excited. Okay, so as suspected, and like as you would imagine, there is slightly more coverage on the side with the brush. Swings and roundabouts, I like both. There's just a little bit more coverage and I feel like a little bit more glow on the side with the brush actually. So it says on it actually, buildable coverage, contains hyaluronic acid and ginseng root extract. So let's see, let's add a little bit more. It feels so thin, it feels like nothing. I will use the brush to blend this out just a little bit down the center of my face where I get a little bit red. Let's see how this sort of layers upon itself. Yeah, I feel like that's built up a little bit down the center. I love how that looks. That looks so fresh and so dewy and so like natural. Like the amount of coverage and also the finish of it, very natural. Yeah, I love that. I've been in the market for a new, more glowy, low coverage foundation. And I love that one. I will say, however, for being the lightest shade, I think that this was the lightest shade, it is quite warm, which is perfect for me because I have a warm undertone. But if you were more of a pink undertone, I'm not sure. I think that this might be a little too yellow. But like I say, I think that that is my perfect shade. So for concealer, I went for, again, they had a few different options and I decided to go for the Brighten and Perfect Cream Concealer. Let me just get into the plastic bit. My floor at the minute. I'm not even dealing with that at the minute. So this I got in the shade Light to Fair. It's light number 2 and it's also fair, whatever. Full price, this was £7.50. I got it for £5.50 and I think that this is a dupe for the NARS Creamy Radiant. Who's to say? But that is what the packaging looks like. Sleek, slim packaging. There is 5.5 millilitres. Is that about the same amount? Oh no, that's 7. And that's 5.5. Okay, so maybe it is about the same amount as what you would get in other concealers. The doe foot is teeny tiny. Okay, but it looks like you're getting a decent amount of product on the doe foot as you pull it out the tube. Okay, that colour looks great for me. Let's cover up these dark circles. I will use brush or sponge. Brush or sponge. Let's go for sponge. Why not? Okay, coverage. Okay, I maybe got too much on my eyes there. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting that to be more thin and more like lightweight coverage, but that has got coverage. I like that. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. Okay, that's blending out really nicely. Again, not too glowy, but also not matte, and also feels like nothing. Oh, MCO, is this going to be a new addiction of mine? Am I going to become obsessed? Potentially. Potentially. Okay, so that concealer is another one that I love. I love the finish of that. It's not too radiant. I was worried that it was going to be quite glowy with it saying brighten and perfect. I thought it was going to be quite a glowy finish, but it's not. It's not like a radiant finish, but also I do still feel like it looks quite brightening. I really like that one as well. Now, the next product is a 4-in-1. If you are a similar age to me, like the other side of 30, then you will maybe have had a pen like this in your youth. This is a 4-in-1 pen that you can like click down each little colour to get a different pencil. So it's got brows, terrifying, I don't know what colour it's going to be, highlight, I assume for like in the waterline or in the inner corner, black just for an eyeliner, and then pink for a lip liner, all in one. And you can press down and it pops out the bottom. And it clicks to go round. Why does it click to go round? Oh, I see, then more comes out. Okay, right, so let me swatch this because the cat scratched me, if you see that on the back of my hand. We've got brows. Okay, actually that looks like a really decent colour. How do you... There we go. Just figuring it out as I go along. Highlight. So that's what the highlight looks like. Oh, that's pretty actually. Maybe it's like an inner corner. I would use that. Then is this black or is this brown? Ooh, that's black and that's very creamy. Okay, and then pink. Okay, that's very pink. I like it though. Okay, I didn't think that... I was thinking I would go off at this point and do my brows. I forgot that I'd got this and that it had a brow on it, but actually that brow colour looks great. So I'm gonna go off and do my brows. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see, because they only had one colour option, one shade for this. Is this meant to be a dupe for something? Because I don't know of any brand that has a product like this. Maybe for good reason, who's to say? Let's wait and see. Okay. Thoughts? It's very creamy. I haven't really been able to get any sort of like brow hairs at the front of my brows. It has also gone blunt, like straight away, so there's no point to it anymore, and you can't really get those little like brow hairs. However, very quick, very creamy. I do feel like I need to go through my brows now with a spoolie and maybe a little bit of like a tinted brow gel, but actually I'm quite surprised by that and how much I like that colour. I like quite a warm dark brown normally, but I don't know, there's something about that colour that I'm quite enjoying. It's a little bit more neutral than what I would usually go for. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily cool, but I would say that it's neutral. And I feel like that colour would work for a lot of different people. Like, I laid it up quite a bit to get more pigment, but maybe if you were blonder or your hair was lighter or you just liked a lighter brow, I feel like you could do a lighter hand and that would definitely work. So I will revisit that one when I come to all of those other steps, but let's go on to bronzer. Is this meant to be a dupe for the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer? Because it looks a lot like that. That's one of my favourite bronzers of all time, and this has the benefit of it not having a fragrance. I hate the Physicians Formula fragrance. I cannot get behind it. I just don't enjoy it. So this is the MCO Beauty, I almost dropped it then, did you see that? Silky Smooth bronzer. And the reason that I say that this feels like a dupe is the imprint on the actual pan, and also the fact that this comes with, let's see if I can do it without it going absolutely everywhere. It comes with a mirror and a little sponge or brush that's now over there, because I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use a full size real life brush. So did this come in different shades? I don't believe it did. I think this was just one size fits most. They had, again, a lot of different options. This is the one that I was the most drawn to. That colour is giving Physicians Formula. Like I say, that is one of my favourite bronzers of all time, and I'm very familiar with it and have been for some time. It's not overly pigmented, but I mean, that colour is, again, perfect for me. Perfect for me. Nice and warm, ever so slightly, again, not glowy, just a little bit radiant, which is my preference when it comes to bronzers. I am just going to put that sort of over my eyelids a little bit, because as far as I could see, I couldn't see any eyeshadows or anything, so I'm not going to be doing any sort of eyeshadow look today, which is fine. You don't always have to wear an eyeshadow, but really like that bronzer. I potentially like that even more than the Physicians Formula one, because it doesn't have a scent. I can actually hold this one near to my face without feeling lightheaded with fragrance. Like, it's just so overpowering. Then obviously I had to get one of these. Another Charlotte Tilbury dupe. I do feel like MCO Beauty is known for their Charlotte Tilbury dupes. I feel like that is just what they are known for at this point. So this is the Highlight and Glow Beauty Wand. Obviously, I went for the peachy shade. So all it says is highlighter. Like, there's no more information on this, but that is what it looks like. There were a few different shades of this as well. Also, it's got the little lock thing on it, which is my preference. In fact, let's do this up to the camera so that you can see that satisfying moment when the product comes out for the first time. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. That is a pretty shade. That is a very, very pretty shade. A very, very me shade. So let's get a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. And how much of this do we think I'll need? I mean, I've got 3 blush options in case you were wondering what I bought. Of course, I got 3 blushes, but this is the one that I'm most excited for, I would say, because it's a glowy liquid blush. say less. That is not as, I was about to say pink, but peach. That is not as peach as I was expecting it to be. That's very glowy. I'm blending my hair into it. That is not a fault of the product. That looks so glowy. Yeah. MCO is going to become a problem brand for me, isn't it? I can tell. So actually I feel like you can apply quite a bit. It's not overly pigmented. Blending really nicely. That colour is perfection if you are my sort of skin tone and you like a nice warm peachy colour. That's blending over the top of that bronzer really nicely as well. I was worried that I didn't get a liquid bronzer. They had liquid contours, they were called, in like this same packaging, Charlotte Tilbury dupe sort of a thing, but honestly I do not need. I mean, I don't need the blush. I don't need any of this, but I was more interested in some of the other products, so I decided to skip on that one. But if you say it's good, I will probably get that as well. Because that looks beautiful. That looks so nice. So nice. I just remembered that I have not been telling you the prices of any of this stuff. So the 4-in-1 pen, oh, what have I done here? Ah, come back. The 4-in-1 pen was £9 full price. I got it for £7. The bronzer was £10. I got it for £8. And the blush wand was £12. I got it for £10. And now let's go on to the Dior dupe. Obviously, another blush. Another one. So this is the PH Powder Blush. Is Glow Up? No. Glow Up is the name of the product. PH Powder Blush. And this is in the shade Peach Pop. I was going for a theme. Like, there was actually a method in the products that I was picking up, amazingly. So let's take another brush. Again, I'm interested to see how pigmented this is going to be over the top of that. Okay, very pigmented is the answer there. Over the top of that liquid blush that is still ever so slightly tacky, so it is properly grabbing onto that powder. Obviously I have never tried the Dior one because, as I have said 70 times, I am an affordable makeup girly, but I really like that powder blush too. I feel like I went a little overboard on the old snoot. The base is looking so good. The base is looking incredible. Could potentially ruin it now with powder. I'm a little bit scared of this product, but also incredibly excited. Another Charlotte Tilbury dupe. So really liked that powder blush, which was, before I move on, the powder blush was £12 full price. I got it for £10. Then the Charlotte Tilbury dupe, which is the Miracle Flawless Pressed Powder, perfects, finishes and touches up makeup. This was £12 full price. I got it for £10. I got the shade Translucent because the lightest shade, the shade that was called Light rather, looked very light. It looked no, the other way around. I'm getting overexcited. It looked too dark for a light shade. It looked more light to medium. To me, it just looked like it would be a little bit dark for my skin tone, so I decided to play it safe and go with translucent. Now, that scares me because it's white. But also, a lot of translucent powders are white, or they look white and then they come off like not looking like that at all. I'm just making sure that there isn't, I used this brush this morning, so I'm just making sure there isn't any residue left on that. But in fact, let me I just swelled into that the tiniest little bit. Okay, that's scary, but it is blending out. So, big brush, light hand. This also has a mirror in it, which I will eventually at some point take the cover off, but I'm just going to put this sort of on the side of my nose, in the middle of my cheek here. I've dipped into that once, or like, you know, and let's see. I'm just going to press this in. If you haven't seen my channel before, hi, I'm Millie. I have very, very dry skin and I am very picky with powders. That one looks incredible. Let me do like half of my forehead. So I just dipped in again. So we've got set, not set. It doesn't look matte, it doesn't look dry, it doesn't look heavy, it feels like nothing. It's blurred, but it still looks really nice and like natural. Let me know if you have the light shade and you are a similar skin tone to me. Do I need it? Because I do like powders that give me that little bit of coverage for on the go touch-ups, you know. And I do think that this is probably the sort of powder that I would just throw in my bag and take with me, because it's got that mirror. That's very, very handy. I'm definitely in the market for that sort of a thing. If you think that the light shade would work for me. I really, really like the translucent one though. Again, I'm just going to take this across my eyelids a little bit, because I don't have anything basically for the eyes, but that looks so great. That looks really, really nice. Looks like nothing at all, but like it's just set everything down really, really nicely. So at this point I'm going to go back in with some of that setting spray to see how it works over the top, to see how it looks with all of the powders and everything that I've got on my skin. I'm just going to do a few sprays. I'm not going to do too much. Just to stop it looking too, not that it looked dry, but just to stop that powderiness from potentially arising if it so wanted to. But I think that that is looking incredible so far. Okay, so for the eyes, I of course got a liquid liner. Because of course I'm going to. And again, I don't know what this is meant to be a dupe for. This is the Liquid Eyeliner Precision Pen. Let me, again, I should have thought ahead and got into all of this packaging before I started filming. I didn't. Is this meant to be a dupe for I'm trying to think of just like famous, more expensive brands that have liquid eyeliner pens that are like sort of cult following, and I'm thinking of the KVD one, but again, never tried it, don't know. So this is just in black. Oh, it's a felt tip and it's large. Not my favourite. Not my favourite. That is a very large felt tip applicator. Okay, right, so let me try and create a wing. Okay, so the felt tip seems nice and juicy. It seems like there's a lot of liquid. I don't know why I'm trying to talk and do this at the same time. I need to concentrate. I will be right back. Okay, so that eyeliner pen is not my favourite. I would not recommend that. Are there any eyeliner pens from MCO that you recommend? That tip is just too large and too firm. Like, I don't feel like I've managed to get a very good wing. Like, it looks fine, it's not bad, but also that was quite a lot of work to get what is ultimately just a very basic wing, and I've had to go like right into the inner corner, which I usually like to stop about halfway. Yeah, just not my favourite. I would like recommendations on a postcard. Thank you so much. So next up we have got the waterproof full lash mascara. Helps to visibly increase lash volume. Okay, defines the look of lashes. I think the reason I went for this one is because I liked the look of the wand. Again, they had 5 or 6 different mascara options. If you have a favourite, I'm obviously in the market for recommendations at this point. So let's just rip into this. Again, I don't know what this is meant to be a dupe for. Let's just rip into this packaging completely. So it says on the back, MCO Beauty Waterproof Full Lash Mascara is a makeup bag essential that delivers big on thicker, fuller looking lashes. The advanced silicone wand glides across your lashes, depositing the waterproof formula that helps to visibly increase lash volume. I like the sound of that. So the mascara, referring back to my order, oh my god, stop doing that, was £10, and there wasn't any money off that one. The eyeliner pen was £7, and again, there wasn't any money off that one either. So let's see what this wand looks like, because like I say, I think that's what the outer packaging looks like. What's this meant to be a dupe for? Potentially the Maybelline very famous one, but again, I'm just really not sure. Yeah, it could be that, looking at the wand. It's years since I've used that one, so let's do 1 coat on one side, 2 coats on the other, and see how it builds up. I do like a very thick, volumized lash, so let's see what this one will give us. And I like that this is waterproof as well, because it has been hot. Has it been hot? Because wow, it has been hot, and I have been struggling. So I'm definitely more interested in waterproof mascara these days, because I just cannot be dealing with any sort of smudging. So let's see how this builds up, etc. Okay, so I thought I would just zoom you in so that you could properly see this mascara in action. The length. So obviously this is 2 coats and on the lower lashes versus one coat. But where have those lashes come from? Because they don't grow like that coming out of my eyeballs. The length. Like, those lashes are just about up to my eyebrows. But oh. Okay, so oh, okay, so it was still wet and I was clumsy. But that cleaned up nicely. Okay, I will say it's got a little bit of a strange scent to it, this this mascara. It almost smells it almost smells a little bit like a soap that you would get at your nana's house. Like, it's a little bit rose adjacent, and surely there isn't, I mean, I was about to say surely there isn't fragrance in a mascara. There's parfum in this mascara. Okay, I don't know how well my eyes are going to cope with that over time, because who, tell me if this is you, do you go around smelling other people's eyelashes? Why does a mascara need perfume in it? I like how that looks, but that scent, and now knowing that that has got literal fragrance in it. Okay, MCO. If anybody has a recommendation for a mascara from MCO that doesn't have fragrance in it, because that is mad, let me know. Because I like how this looks, but wow, who needs perfume in their mascara? Because I don't. And I don't feel like many people do. But I love how that looks. If you have no problems at all with sensitive eyes, allergies, etc, etc, if you're not sensitive to fragrance, that mascara looks incredible. But I just cannot get on board with a mascara that is fragranced. Like, that just feels insane to me. Whilst you are zoomed in, I just want to draw your attention to my skin. Now that you're all real close up, look how nice that looks. Like, that glow is still coming through, but it's nice and set down the center. The coverage, in my opinion, is perfect. I would love to hear what you think of everything so far, because I'm impressed. So let's go ahead and try the highlighter version, side, whatever you would call it, of the Clicky Up pen. And I'm just gonna do a little bit right on the inner corner of my eye, because really that's the only place that I would use a product like that. Is that giving anything at all? Okay, so going backwards and forwards over it a little bit. Okay, so it's subtle. Not necessarily as blinding as I usually like, but honestly, I understand. I am an anomaly. I do like a very, very blinding inner corner, usually. This side doesn't feel as creamy as the brow pen, the brow side, which is a little bit strange. I would have thought that the highlight would be more creamy than the brow pencil, because a brow pencil, you benefit from it having being a little bit firmer and less creamy, whereas you almost want that with a highlight pencil. Is this how you would use a highlight pencil, as like a little inner corner? Would you use this in your waterline? I don't feel like I necessarily want to use this in my waterline, but I like it. I will use it. I'm just not... I sort of feel neutral towards that. That highlight. I have many other products that I would prefer for an inner corner highlight. So onto the lips. I have got 2 products left. I of course had to get a lip liner. I feel like this is what MCO is known for. Their Charlotte Tilbury dupe lip products. Again, there were a lot of lipstick options that like I basically instantly regretted not getting. So if you have any recommendations, and specifically shade recommendations for a very fair to light skin tone with warm undertones, then let me know, because I'm definitely interested in the matte bullet lipsticks. I'm trying to get into the packaging in case you're wondering what I'm doing. The matte bullet lipsticks and also the liquid lipsticks. I'm very, very interested in those. I am struggling here. Really struggling with this plastic. Okay, so we've finally done it. We've got the Perfect Pout Lip Liner, and this is in the shade Luxe Pink. Okay, that looks a lot darker than I was... That looks a lot darker than I was expecting it to. I wanted more of a Pillow Talk. Is what I wanted. I don't feel like this is the one. Like, that's not meant to be Pillow Talk, is it? Not that I know Pillow Talk, but that is very pink. Okay, and then I also got, so the pencil, I'm remembering, I'm remembering the pencil was £4.50, and I also got the Summer Stick Cheek and Lip Cream, and I got this in Saint-Tropez. And actually this is quite a bit darker than what I was expecting it to be. So, ooh, that smells like chocolatey vanilla. A nice scent. Okay, I feel like those two will go together-ish. But yeah, I was definitely thinking that the lip liner I got was more nude than that, and the Summer Stick was £11, and that was everything that I purchased. So let's go ahead and line our lips with Luxe Pink. Okay, so this is definitely darker than what I would usually go for like a nude, but actually I quite like that colour. I quite like that. Okay, I'm definitely surprised about that. I'm already going, it's very creamy. So like next time I use that, I'm going to have to sharpen that already. I probably could have done with sharpening that now, but that feels really nice and creamy, but also like as I was drawing it on, that felt very nice and creamy. But also I feel like it is drying down, it is getting a little bit more matte, so it probably will be quite long lasting. Let me know what shades of that you recommend, because would you like to see a video where I get every shade, swatch and try on? Because I really, really like that formula. That formula feels really luxurious. Like, it feels higher than what I'm used to. It feels really, really nice. So let's try a little bit of the Summer Stick just on the lips. I will use this in an upcoming video, I'm sure, on the cheeks as well, but let's see how I feel. Okay, yeah, that colour, Saint-Tropez, works really nicely with that lip liner. So it's a little bit warmer, a little bit more peachy, I feel like they go together really nicely. It doesn't feel too drying. It doesn't look glowy or anything, which like in the bullet it does look a little bit sort of marbled. Can you see that? Does look a little bit glowy in the bullet, but on the lips that feels lovely. And again, I don't know what this is meant to be duped for. Probably a Charlotte Tilbury something, because that's basically what the whole brand is, but that is a full face of MCO. And by and large, I am very, very impressed. So let's quickly go over everything whilst I sort out my hair, which at this point is like 87.5% dry shampoo. Like, that is my life currently. But let's go over everything double fast speed. So the Miracle Hyaluronic Acid, no, I'm just adding in words now. The Miracle Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. Really, really like that. Really, really like the shade. Really like the finish. Wouldn't necessarily recommend if you were more of a pink undertone, but if you are a warm undertone, I think that that is lovely. Again, I don't know what the shade range is like. If they have a light shade or like a fair shade that is more pink, I don't know. But if you're a warm undertone, a yellow undertone, you would probably really, really like that. I love that. I can't do a full day wear test today because it is already 7 o'clock in the evening. I need to go downstairs and, I don't know, eat pizza. But let's get back on track. The Brighten and Perfect Cream Concealer, really, really like that as well. I'm noticing a tiny little bit of creasing, but also, in case you haven't noticed, my face moves a lot. I am an expressive girly, and I don't like to put powder too close up under my eyes because that's just a recipe for disaster. But I think that that concealer looks lovely. Really, really impressed with that. I like the spray. It is quite fragranced. I like that under, but also over. I do feel like it has benefited the way that my makeup looks. Again, can't say either way if it will elongate my makeup, but I will let you know. In case you haven't seen my channel before, I do these reviews throughout the month, and then I come back at the end of the month and give you my final thoughts after I've tried things for like long days at work, tried foundations with different primers and powders with different foundations. I try everything out, and then I come back at the end of the month. So I will be talking about these like in a week or two, so come back for that if you want to hear like final thoughts. Can't tell you how long this will make my makeup wear, but first impressions, I really, really like the way that that looks. I love this bronzer. Like, that is Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, but without the fragrance, and I love that bronzer. I think that that colour is perfect. I don't know if they had other shades. This doesn't have any sort of shade on it, so I don't know, unless bronzer is the shade. Like the Physicians Formula one has different bronzer and bronzed, and I don't know, but really, really like that a lot. I like that brow pen. I feel neutral towards the highlight, and I didn't try the other two, but again, I will report back. My concern would be that you're paying for the gimmick with that one, and I don't know how much product is in there because it doesn't have the weight of the product that is in it. So I would worry that I would run out of product quite quickly with whatever section it is inside the pen that I like the most. Currently it's the brow, but it may well be the black eyeliner or the lip liner when I get around to trying those. Again, I will report back. The Miracle Flawless Pressed Powder, really, really like that. I'm very interested in potentially trying the light shade as well. I think that that is lovely. It has done all of the things that I need a powder to do, and it's in really lovely packaging, which shouldn't matter. I know it shouldn't matter, but it does. I really like the Highlight and Glow Beauty wand. That colour was perfect for me. The amount of colour was perfect for me. It blended out beautifully. I also really liked the powder blush, the Glow Up PH powder blush in Peach Pop. Also really like that. I'm going to leave all of this stuff out and try it tomorrow in like slightly different ways, and I will just use the powder and not use the liquid underneath, see how much I like it that way. I don't think I like this mascara. It looks great. I love how it looks. I cannot get on board with it being fragranced. There is simply no need. I don't think I like that. I don't know how much I will use that going forwards, because it is the sort of thing that will irritate my eyes. So don't like that one. Also don't like the liquid eyeliner pen. Liquid eyeliner precision pen, like there is nothing precise about it. The tip of that pen is large and in charge, and I don't like that. I just don't generally get on very well with a felt tip. This is a felt tip. If you have recommendations from MCO, I don't know if they had different options for a liquid liner, but I don't like that one. If there are any that you recommend, let me know. And I love the lip combo. After looking at that colour of the lip pencil and not thinking that I would like it at all, I love how that looks. It feels really nice and creamy as well. I don't know how much I will like this as a cheek product, because it still feels really nice and hydrating and creamy on the lips, so I don't know how much it's going to set down on the cheeks. It's one or the other for me. It will work for one and not the other, generally speaking, when it comes to these like multi-use products. But that lip combo is beautiful. I love those two together. I'm definitely 100% in the market for lip pencils. Other shades of these, let me know what you recommend, what you like. And that is everything. I have rambled on for long enough. I hope that you've had a fantastic day. I would love any recommendations that you want to send my way. I'm definitely interested. I'm definitely interested in trying some more from this brand. I am so impressed with the quality and also the price. I feel like this is worth noting. If you've had enough of my rambling, feel free to click off now. I'm just going to ramble for a little bit longer. I am so impressed with the prices because I was thinking that these were going to be like above e.l.f. prices. I was thinking that these were going to be more, just from like what I've heard, other creators talking, like other creators in other countries who have had MCO for a while, other people who have been talking about it. I thought that these were going to be more like Physicians Formula, Milani, still drugstore prices, but slightly more elevated. I thought that that's where the price point was going to be. And for me, in my opinion, it is not Milani Physicians Formula. It is more around about the e.l.f. price point, but the products that e.l.f. also have dupes for in this category, and I'm thinking the Halo Glow Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter product is cheaper from MCO than it is from e.l.f. So make of that what you will, but I am very, very impressed with the price point. And the price point considering the quality, because they got the quality right. I am very, very impressed with basically everything apart from the two products that I used on my eyes. I'm very, very impressed with everything. So that is my ramble. I am now done. I promise. I don't think there's anything else that I want to say other than I hope you've had a lovely day, and I hope that you continue to have a lovely week. And if there's anything from MCO Beauty that you have tried that you are very impressed with, this girl wants to hear about it, because I'm gonna be ordering some more because I'm very, very impressed. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye bye.